Okay. How is everyone? Gosh, there's a lot going on, isn't there? Okay. So, first, sync up as we do. Do right foot over left. We've got a lot of people's mics on, so if you've got background noise, just mute yourself, please. Um, right hand under left armpit, left hand on top, head to the left, body to the right. Deep breaths through the mouth. 1, 2, 3. Through the nose. 2, and 3. Coming back to center. Awesome. So hopefully everybody can stay on for the majority of the class today. Julie is coaching. She's going to lead us in some movement. And then we are excited to share some updates and some new directions where things are going to be going. And we would love to have that conversation with all of you. So Julie, I will spotlight you.
Hi, everyone. It's fun being a coach because sometimes you don't know what you're going to do until 10 minutes before, and other days, at least smiling, and other days it's like, yeah, I know exactly what. And today is astrologically, as we're going to probably speak about after this, but we've been going through a place right now of we're trying to figure out where we're going and leaving stuff behind. So if a lot of us are feeling like, whoa, where am I in my world? Today, so I'm guessing a lot of people are feeling that way because most people I speak to are feeling a little bit here and a little bit here and not sure where they're going. And with that, a lot of people are saying that they're just needing to hunker down and not take any action at all. Or they just don't feel motivated for action. I've been that person that just feels lack of motivation for any sort of action. So today is a take action day. It is an Aries day in a time where we're working on our beliefs. So what I'd like to do is work on the side of us that is the action side. That's our right side. So I'm going to do most of our maneuvers relating over to the right side, and then we'll find balance in everything we do so you don't feel like we've only worked one side. Okay, so that's what we're going to do today. So this is our take action. This is the side of us that it tends to carry the more masculine energy, and then I want to say there's always feminine in everything that's masculine. So whatever's masculine, there's also a receptivity of feminine. So let's start out with doing a totally twisted, but we're only going to do one side. So let's see how this feels. We're going to do it twice. We're going to do it one side each time. So take your right foot first, cross it over your left. That feels fairly usual, I'd imagine. Take your right hand, put it on your left armpit, left hand on top. So let's turn our head to the right this time and turn our body to the left. Notice your first point of resistance. If you pull your body to the left, you're going to go a lot farther. Notice your first point of resistance. Right now, when we're in a place of observing, that means inside our body. The more we start to observe inside our body, the more we can allow for what is outside of us to come in as we're creating space. So as opposed to just turning your body quickly, go a little slow and bump up against that first point of resistance. Turn your nose to the right, body to the left. Spinal pelvic walk. Find your feet on the ground. Connect with them. And let's do 6 breaths in the nose, out the mouth. Go. Out. Drop your shoulders. Nose out. Drop your shoulders. Allow your body to rotate a little more, but not beyond. And if you find yourself not going anywhere, back off. Your body's saying, nope, you're not even going that far. Breathe in your nose. Exhale out your mouth. Feel your hands on your body. Feel your hands on your left hand on your right shoulder. Make sure you feel your right hand on your left arm, on your left rib cage. Now let's do stage breath. Breathe in your mouth. Hold. Breathe in again. Hold. Breathe in again. Feel your spinal pelvic walk. Feel the length your body just obtained. Now exhale out. Drop your shoulders. Look a little right. Breathe in your mouth again. And again. One more time. Feel your connection with your spinal pelvic walk. Look a little right to another spot. Exhale out. Expanding perception. That's what Lee speaks about a lot. Breathe in our mouths. And again. One more time. Hold it. Feel inside your body. Where are you drawn to? Now exhale out. Drop your shoulders. Let your body stay a little left. Stick your tongue in your right cheek. Let's just do 3 breaths. Make sure find a little tight spot. Let's do 3 breaths from in and out through the nose. Breathe in. 2, 3. Now unwind. Come back to neutral. Kick that out just a little bit. Let your knees move. Let your body move. Whoa, anyone feeling dizzy? I've been feeling dizzy with every maneuver I do lately. This fascial network is within us and beyond us. So as we work on our fascia inside our body, the resonance beyond us, we can connect with. So if you all are feeling your fascial maneuvers more, or if you're feeling more tired after you do them, or feeling more energized, or feeling more, it's because there's so much changing on our planet right now. Every time I do them now, I feel something huge. So walk around a little bit. Notice maybe if you feel something in your body, and just pay attention to that as we cross over the opposite leg. So we're going to take our left leg, cross it over the right one now. Okay. Same thing, take your left hand, put it on your right armpit. Take your right hand, put it on our left shoulder. Turn your head to the left. Let your body come to the right to the first point of resistance. Messes you up, doesn't it, when we do it opposite? You go, hey, we're supposed to do it the other way. It's okay. It's nice to mess things up a little bit, change things up. Spinal pelvic walk. Let's do 6 breaths in the nose, out the mouth. Again. Exhale out. Look left. Let your shoulders drop. Let your body rotate only to the first point of resistance. Breathe in again. Exhale out. Find another spot to look at. There you go. Let your eyes just gaze somewhere else. Breathe in your nose. Exhale out. Change where your eyes are located. Good. But keep them to the left as you drop your shoulders. Breathe in your nose. Exhale out. Find another spot. Isn't it fun to search around? Exhale out with absolutely no expectation. Spinal pelvic walk. 2 more. Breathe in. Exhale out. Soften your body. Let your shoulders drop back and rotate to the right just to the first point of resistance last time. Exhale out. Notice where tension is in your body. Just allow for it. Spinal pelvic walk. You didn't do it automatically. Let's do stage breath. Breathe in the mouth. Hold. Look someplace. Look up maybe. Exhale out. Rotate a little right. Breathe in. And again. And again. Hold. Look someplace. Look someplace to the left. Exhale out to the right. Drop your shoulders a little bit. Feel your feet on the ground. Really get yourself connected with the ground. Breathe in again. And again. One more time. Hold that. Look left, find another spot. Explore. Exhale out. Nice. Soften your body, soften your shoulders. Stick your tongue in your left cheek. Allow your body just to rotate a little more to the right. Spinal pelvic lock. Let's do 3 breaths in and out through the nose. Find a little spot that might feel a little tighter than the rest. And notice if you feel any tension when you stick your tongue in your left cheek. Let's begin. 2, 3. Soften your shoulders. Gently come around to midline. Ooh. Take yourselves for a walk. Go slow if you feel a little bit dizzy. Just did one side. Notice what your body's feeling. Notice where things are coming up in you. I'm feeling my right leg and right knee. That's where it all started, when I used to feel it a long time ago. When I used to feel it more, I will say at the beginning. Now I just feel it differently. Where's your attention being drawn to without a story being attached? That was a little story. Now move your knees around. Just lift your legs around a little bit. So we just worked 3 zones of the body, the head, torso, and the legs. Now let's come up and we're going to do, pretzel squat. We're going to do pretzel squat on the right side. So line up your right foot with your left. Step it out. Good. Reach your left hand so that it's pointing towards the right big toe. Okay? Take your left hand, put it behind you. Take your right hand, put it on your shoulder, lean a little forward. Spinal pelvic lock. Now look your head to the left. Pull up that spinal pelvic lock and sit down a little bit more. Keep the legs nice and wide. Breathe in. Exhale out. Breathe in. Exhale out. Breathe in. Exhale out. Now take your arms off your shoulders. Put the right hand on the upper thigh. Spinal pelvic lock. Your right palm is on the thigh so that it can spin the leg backwards. It's called external rotation. Take your other hand, the left hand, put it underneath your thigh, right by your sits bone or the bone that you sit on. Spinal pelvic lock. Look left. Let's do 3 breaths. Anybody shaking? That's good. So we're externally rotating. Breathe in and out. Sit down a little more if you can. Breathe in. Exhale out. One more time. Breathe in. Exhale out. Gently come back around to midline. Step away. Take a walk. Woo. Shake out your arms and hands. Did anyone's tightness that was happening on the right side shift a little bit? I now feel something on my right wrist. Shake out your shoulders a little bit, whatever you feel you need to do. Just find yourself, and if you want to do figure eights is a nice thing to do if you don't have a lot of space. It allows you to sort of reprogram that DNA, which has that spiral-like motion to it. You can turn your body the other way too. And it's also playful, bringing playfulness back into our lives. That's how we change, bringing playfulness, bring ourselves back to change. There we go. Good. So we're going to do the left side, but we're going to only do it. We'll do 3 breaths, and then we're going to turn the legs only a certain way. So right leg forward, left leg line up. Good. Step your left leg out. So it's nice and long. Take your right hand, reach out. So it's pointed exactly where the left big toe is. Take your left hand, put it behind you. Okay. Take your right hand, put it on your shoulder. Look right, look right. Spinal pelvic lock as you come to center. Keep your legs nice and wide. Now go a little lower. Give yourself that permission to go just a little lower. Breathe in your mouth. Exhale out. Breathe in your mouth. Exhale out. One more time. Breathe in. Exhale out. Now, let's do something kind of interesting. Take the left hand underneath your butt at the back, like you're reaching underneath the back of your thigh. It's naturally there anyway. So it's reaching towards the front of the groin. And then your right hand goes on the top of your thigh. Spin your thigh inwards, keeping both of your legs outwards. Spinal pelvic lock, 3 more breaths. If anyone's shaking, bravo. Breathe in. Exhale out. Sit a little more if you can. Breathe in. Exhale out. Breathe in. Exhale out. Gather yourself back up to standing. Take a walk. Feel what you feel. Take out your hands. Interesting. I'm keep on getting called into my right arm. I had no plan on that, but we're getting called into the right arm, so we're going to go right to the right wrist. Everyone, take your right hand as if you're going to receive something. Take your left hand and grab right at the bottom of your wrist. So when I say grab, I say that gently. So it's not like we have to strangle our body. Just get a sense of your hands easing into you. Almost like they're melting together into your fascia. Good. Now take your hand and start to turn it inwards, the right hand. Turn it inwards a little bit, okay? Now start to move it around. Move it around. Bring it a little close to your body. Move it around. Start to breathe. Breathe in and out. Move your hips a little bit. As we know, the more stuff we move, the better. Breathe in and out. Third breath. Breathe in and out. Now take the arm, come up above like you're pulling down on the arm. Look towards it and then start to pull your arm over to the left side, like you're pulling your skin down your arm, and turn your thumb downwards a little bit. Okay, now breathe in and out. Just hold like you're pulling, like you're reaching for something on the left side. Breathe in and out. One more time. Breathe in and out. Gently, slowly, make your way back to neutral. How's that feeling? I just got really warm. Anyone's cheeks just go super red? Yeah. Shake that out. Okay. We're going to do pull over just on the right shoulder. That was a wowzer. So we'll give you a moment. We'll give you a moment. Yeah, let's give you a moment there. Thank you for the feedback, Ruby. That's a wowzer. I'm going to get, if that's a wowzer for you, it's probably a wowzer for a lot of us. So just move for a moment and just sense what you're feeling. Right now, we're not doing any affirmations. We're just feeling it from a fascial kind of feeling way. Okay? Feel your bodies. There we go. Okay, pull over. So let's take our left hand and put it on the top of our right shoulder. We put it right where our scapula is. So that's the bone at the back. And that the bone it's super nice because it has this little ledge that you can pull up against. So take the tissue and just pull up against and pull it a little bit forward, okay? Take your other hand, put it around, so your right hand around your body. Elevate the right shoulder, almost till your wrist is hitting you in the chin. And your chin is looking to the right. You're gonna spinal pelvic walk. You're going to sit down a little bit. And now here's when your partner comes in. You have a beautiful partner that's going to assist you. A make-believe partner that holds that right hip back as you sit down and your left elbow starts to go towards your left knee. So breathe. Let's do this together. Breathe in. Exhale out. Look right. Come down the elevator. I call this going down the elevator. That exhalation lets you sit down a little bit more. Breathe in. Exhale out. That right hip stays back. Spinal pelvic lock. Breathe in. Exhale out. Now let's do something kind of fun. Breathe in your mouth. Come up. Up, up, up. Keep your nose over to the right. We haven't exhaled yet. Exhale, come down. Breathe in. Come up to the right. Up, 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 up. Rotate a little bit more right. Exhale down. Let your body just go where it wants to go. If you're done exhaling, that's fine. Just see where your body wants to. Keep those hips square a little bit. Last time, best time. Breathe in. Come up, 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 up to the right. Spinal pelvic block. Give your body permission to rotate a little more to the right. Exhale out. Come down. Now, where you are right here, let's do 3 nose breaths. Breathe in and exhale out. Push the right hip back. There we go. Breathe in. Exhale out the mouth. Push the right hip back. Breathe in the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Beautiful. Come back to neutral. Unwind. Shake your body out in whatever way it wants to shake out. How you feeling? Breathe into you. See what your breath feels like. If you want to look at yourselves in your own viewpoint, how elevated is one shoulder relative to the other? If you've noticed yourself before, I have this chronic right shoulder down. So I'm learning to move with that and through that and let it be a guide. So is it right shoulder down or is it left shoulder up? It's pretty interesting. What do you have in your body that's continuing to be a guide for you? Let those places be there for you. All of our stuff that's going on is there for us, even though it doesn't feel like it. Okay. Swinger. Swinger. Only one side. Knees on the shoulders. Or sorry, knees on the shoulders. Hands on the knees. There we go. Now, take your left hand and put it on your right shoulder again. There you go. And then take your left hand and put it behind the left tricep. Look left. Spinal pelvic block. Now the assistant just moved over to your left hip. Okay? So they're holding that left hip back. So what we're going to do now is we're going to breathe in our mouth. Exhale out, go a little bit more to the right. Remember, if you bump up against resistance, it already feels like a lot. Just stay there and exhale out. Notice if your body went further. If you didn't try to push it, breathe in. Stay looking left. Someone's holding your hip. Exhale out. Notice where you're feeling this in your body. Breathe in your mouth. Exhale out. Sit back down. There's someone holding your hip. Good. Now let's do stage breath here. Breathe in your mouth. And again. And again. Step your left leg behind the right. And now exhale out. Step your left leg back. Good. Rotate a little more right. Keep the left hip. Keep the right elbow back. Now breathe in. And again. And again. Hold it. Take the left leg, step behind the right. Exhale out. Right elbow goes right. Beautiful. Did you notice yourself sitting more? Did you notice that person just supporting you to keep the left hip back? Good. Step your left leg back. Nice. Keep nice and low. Find your new spot. Breathe in. We're going to do 3 stage breaths and we're done. Breathe in. If you're feeling this, good. Again. One more time. Hold it. Step the left leg back. Sit down a little more. The person's holding your left hip. Spinal pelvic block. Exhale out. Gently, slowly unwind and make your way back to neutral. See what your body feels like. See what your body's telling you as you've been doing these maneuvers. So I'm working also not just that it's the right side, but the patterns that we tend to have in our body based on a right-handed world. We've been programmed right-handed. Lefties have been having to live in a right-handed world where you pull on a door on the right. Now, how would you feel if you're a lefty trying to navigate that? You'd have to become a righty. So the body is always adapting. We tend to use our right side more, as that's kind of what our mouses are on the right. So many things bring us into right dominance. So move around a little bit. So we're just working with that particular pattern in our body right now. Good. Feel like I want to do something on our hip flexors, also known as our psoas, and also known as our iliocecal on the right. So let's go to the right. Find your belly button. Yep, find your spot first. Find your spot first. You can move your knees for a second. I'll give everybody an opportunity to come back to your spot. Okay? Good. Find your belly button. Go 2 inches to the right-ish. Go down a couple inches with your right hand. Now switch. Take your left hand, find that spot. Okay? Take your left hand, find the spot. So you have a little bit of a pull over to the left. Now here's what we're going to do that's kind of interesting. Step your legs a little wider. Take your right hand, push right in your right upper groin. Sit down, look a little left. Sit down. Now move your hips just a little bit side to side, like a little bit of a rotational component, and see where you feel this. If you rotate a little bit more to the right, there's a likelihood you're going to feel the right glute a little bit. And a pull in the fascia around this lower right abdominal area. Breathe in. Exhale out. Sit down a little more. Breathe in and move around a little bit more. Breathe in. Exhale out. Find where your body wants to go. Breathe in. Exhale out. In the nose. Exhale out the mouth. 2. Exhale out. 1 more time. And exhale out. Gently, slowly come back around to neutral. Take a walk. Feel that in your outer hip a little bit. What does the right hip say? It probably says, I'm loose, but all my weight's on the left. Keep walking. Keep walking. So let's do that one on the left as well. Because we want balance in our hips. We want stability. Whether there's a right side or left side difference, we want stability. So find your belly button. Go a couple inches to the left, and then go down an inch or two with your right hand. With your right hand. Okay. Now, give yourself a little bit of a wide stance. Okay, give yourself a bit of a wide stance. And with your left hand, just slide your hand off your hip, sit down a little bit more, look your body to the right. Rotate maybe a little bit more to the left. Spinal pelvic block, go a little lower. Pull the skin away a little bit. Do you feel a little bit of a pull of the skin from the upper thigh right down into the attachment of the hip flexor on the inner thigh? Breathe in. Exhale out. Move around, see where you want to go. Keeping a stretch between these 2 areas. Breathe in. Exhale out. Breathe in again. Exhale out. Take a nose breath. Breathe in. Let that come up into your diaphragm. Exhale out. Breathe in again. And exhale out. 1 more time. Breathe in. And exhale out. Gently come up. Walk around. Did anyone just feel like their brain just got a little bit quieter? Everything just eased a little bit more. Feel your hips. So we got balance in our hips. We always need stability between our sacrum, which is the bone at the base of our spine. So we're going to do just a little thing for our sacrum, and then we're going to come up and finish with our head. So you're going to take your hands. So everyone take your hands and just like, so even if you need to sit in a chair, if you're in a chair, you could also just take your hands behind you and come a little forward in your chair. You're going to bend your knees, okay? So your hands are behind. So if you slide off your low back and you hit the point where you feel it's like you hit, it's an area that feels rather bony. Just feels a little bony. And sometimes it's a little tender. People say they have tender sacroiliac joints or they're stuck. So just put your hands back there, okay? So now bend your knees a little bit and just move your hips a little bit right and left. See where your body wants to go. We're giving us some stability. We've worked the right side. Now we're going to give stability to what we just did. Breathe in. Exhale out. Breathe in. Exhale out. Anyone notice the breath coming up into the diaphragm? Even in this position, sit a little lower. Breathe in. Exhale out. Keep your legs a little wide. Spinal pelvic lock. Let's do 3-stage breaths. Breathe in. And again. And again. Exhale, go just a little lower. And then step away. Step away and see what your hips feel like. So we did the front of our hips. We just did our sacrum, which is the base of our spine. S2, sacral segment 2, is actually where we develop from. So it technically is our center of gravity. That's what I learned. So if Lee had, I'd love to know what Lee learned in that, but S2 is our actual center of gravity. So it's down, as we know, the sacral chakra, right down there. That's exactly where it would be, right down above the pubic bone. So it's pretty interesting to see how you feel. We're just going to do a little bit. I'd like to do peekaboo. I'd like to do peekaboo for the neck. So everyone take your right hand and put it around the back of your neck, so you're on the left side of your body. Good. And then take your head and straighten it so that your right arm and your head are side by side. Then take your left hand and slide it right against your cheekbone. And it's pushing away a little bit. So your left cheekbone, you're going to be pushing away with. You're going to come into a squat. You're going to push away a little bit with the left cheekbone and bring your body, find the first point of resistance. Trust in that. That's where your body wants to go to. First point of resistance, okay? Now let's all breathe together. Breathe in. Exhale out. The right elbow, we're aiming towards the left, okay? That's the goal of peekaboo. Breathe in again. Exhale out. This is a typical pattern in the body. Breathe in again. Exhale out. Sit down a little bit. Breathe in the nose. Exhale out. 2. Exhale out. Sit down a little more. 1 more time. Breathe in. And exhale out. And repeat after me while you're walking around. I take action when the time is right. I take action when the time is right. I know when the time is right. My body will tell me. I know when the time is right. My body will tell me. Shake out your hands. Okay? Palette swipe, and then we're done. Take your right foot, cross it over the left. Spinal pelvic lock. How many of you have done a palette swipe in a while? Bet you some of you haven't done that in a little while. Take your right hand, put it on your left shoulder. Take your left hand, put it on your right shoulder. Feel your spinal pelvic lock. Now take your right thumb away from your left shoulder and find your right side of your palate, which is just behind your teeth. Together, we're going to swipe 6 times over to the left. Give it a nice little bit of resistance. It doesn't need a ton, but just enough that you feel the connection. So let's do this together. Spinal pelvic lock. Breathe in. Or sorry, just put your thumb in your mouth. Go. 1, 2. You can allow your head to turn a little left if it wishes to each time. Keep the spinal pelvic lock. 3, 4, 5, and 1 more. 6. Find yourself walking away a little bit. Anyone feel more connected to their feet and their legs? Whew. Check it out. Check it out.
Julie,
Move your bodies a little bit.
have you seen the request for left arm in the chat?
No, I did not see it. The chat is not even up. Would we like to do the left arm? I could do the left wrist. We could do that for balance. That sounds good. Okay, let's do the left wrist. Is that what we were looking for? The chat's not even up on my screen presently.
Yeah, that's my signal on the request there.
Okay, beautiful. I'd be more than happy to do the left wrist. Yeah. Everyone reach out the left wrist. If one of us needs it, we all need it. So let's do this. Left hand out. So perhaps that's the balance between we give and we receive on the right. There just tends to be dominance. On the left, we receive and we give. The receiving tends to be the dominant. So with that, open the left hand. Take the right hand and put your hand right around it. So you're holding it. Remember we said nicely? So just let your hand melt into the wrist. Turn your hand inwards a little bit. Pull it towards your body a little bit and start to move it around. And move your hips a little bit. Nice. Spinal pelvic lock. And breathe in. And out. Breathe in. And out. Move your fingers. Move your fingers. Your fingers love this. Breathe in. And out. Breathe in your nose. Yeah, move this around. We're going to do 3 more breaths on this. 2. And out your mouth. 1 more. Now, take your arm and reach up. Reach up. Reach up. Do we want to reach to the right? Sure, let's go to the right. Let's look our nose to the left. Pull like somebody, so you have the grip on your wrist. Somebody is pulling you from the right and you're just allowing your body to stay stable. And breathe in 3 breaths. Breathe in. Exhale out. Look left. Pull. Sit down maybe a little more. Breathe in. Exhale out. 1 more time. Breathe in. And exhale out. Now gently bring yourself back to neutral. Woo. Okay, so 1 on the head. Grab the tops of your ears. Grab the tops of your ears. Turn them both. Give them a good crank. Pull them both forward. Both turn them forward. And don't be afraid to be a little bit, I'm not going to say harsh, but a little strong. Be strong with it so that you could really feel the pull up the back of your neck. So we worked the sacrum. We balanced your body up. So feel that pull on the back of your neck. Now let's move around. Sit down a little bit. Spinal pelvic lock. Connection with our sacrum, the bone at the base of your spine. Now let's move around. Let's just breathe. Let your body go where it wants to go. Breathe in again. 3rd time, breathe in. And out. Move your hips a little bit. Let them go side to side a little bit. Allow them to explore. Breathe in the nose. And out. 2. And out. 1 more time. And out. Shake out everything. How do you feel? Walk around a little bit. How's your happiness feeling? How's your emotions? How is what you were feeling before the class feeling? What are you feeling in your body? I feel like we've come to a good place of close and we can enter into our conversation.
Thanks, Julie.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. We'll just invite everyone to get into a comfortable position, whatever that looks like for you.
Personally, I still need to have a little bit of movement in my hips, so I require a little bit of just standing for another moment and just allowing for it. So normally I would kind of walk it out just a little bit longer. So allow that for your bodies as well. If you you're just feeling into your body like something still needs to move a little bit, allow for that. It is the integration part. Remember, what we're doing is every time we do a fascial maneuver, we're setting it in by walking, by connecting with it, by moving in a new way or exploring other movement. So thank you, Kyla.
Yes. Does anyone have any questions or comments directly related to the movement part of the class today? Great. Okay, So whether you're standing or seated, let's just get comfortable in our chair or where we're standing. And I'll invite you to close your eyes if that feels comfortable for you and just rub the palms of your hands together in front of you. And just notice what your instinct was as far as the speed that you were rubbing to get them together. And just see if you can invite that to start to slow down. And continue to invite it to slow and slow, bringing all of your presence to that contact point between your two hands. Notice the temperature of your skin. Notice the texture. Notice if it feels easy to stay fully focused here or if you're quickly distracted and drawn elsewhere. And notice what happens if you come into stillness, pressing your fingertips together, pressing your palms together. As you do this, notice if there are other areas that you tense in your body. Bringing your awareness up to your wrists, relaxing and breathing into your wrists. Awareness coming up your arms, through your elbows, up to your shoulders and softening. Softening your elbows, softening your shoulders. As you soften your shoulders, do your hands naturally want to drift down onto your lap? Invite them to do so if that feels right for you. And notice if they've landed palms up or palms down. Breathing into your spine, straightening your spine up, lengthening up, and also lengthening down into your seat. Bringing curiosity now to your hips. Are you holding anything here? If you are, can you soften? Visiting the knees, breathing and softening into the knees. Continuing down to your ankles, softening. Noticing if there is ease in the softening just by bringing your attention here to any and all parts of your body. Bringing your attention to your breath as you breathe slowly in through the mouth, drawing that attention all the way up through the midline of your body, up through your heart space, up through your head, out the top of your head, until your awareness is about 12 inches above your head. Looking down like a little hummingbird or a butterfly upon your own body from above. Is there anything drawing your attention? Is there anywhere you feel called to visit, inside or on the outside of your body, to offer a little bit of love and presence? If you do, go there now. Listen to that call, that invitation, that kindness. and letting it be simple and easy as soon as that part of you lands onto this place on your body. Imagine light growing and expanding from that place, and warmth and movement and relaxation. And as it expands from that place, it washes over the entire body, your entire body, on the outside and also on the inside. And notice now that you are inside of this sensation of ease, that it's not only all around you, but it is within you. And take a deep breath in through your nose and just settle into that ease. Settle into that support. Feel how soft and strong and reliable it can be. Bringing your attention back to your hands. Notice if they've moved or changed their position. And with that ease, just breathe them up your body to your heart. And press each one into your heart space. And notice how it feels. Is there warmth expanding? Does this action draw your presence here? Is your signal to bow your head or to lift your face to the sky? Notice how easy it can be to communicate with your body and to listen to your body's signals when we slow everything down. There is always enough time when we are present. Breathing in through the mouth, 1. And as you exhale, breathe down into the foundation below you. Breathing in, 2. And exhale out in front of you. Breathing in, 3. And exhale out behind you. Breathing in through the nose, 1. And exhale through the mouth above you. In through the nose, 2. And exhale down inside of you. In through the nose, 3. And exhale in all directions. Feeling into that expansion of you, into this space that you occupy and far, far beyond. Feeling the energy of your environment, feeling the energy of this aliveness, feeling the energy of this moment, of this pause. Also, that you are not alone in this practice right now, that you've chosen to gather here, and that the other souls here are familiar to your heart, that you are sharing sacred space, and that you chose this and you choose this. One more breath in through the mouth. And as you exhale, focusing on the gratitude and the love for yourself and for all of the mirrors around you in life. Letting your hands just drift down your body with ease to your lap. If your eyes are closed, just taking your time. And when you feel ready, letting them softly flutter open. First, looking at the space that you're in, the space around you. And then finding your way back up to the screen. Noticing any sensations that you have, noticing how you feel, noticing if anything's changed. It's so interesting on my screen, the person who happens to be right in the center is Carrie. And Carrie, you are this like beautiful golden light, a totally different like color on your screen than anyone else. So it's a really lovely center point. Yeah,
My natural daylight light bulbs, I think.
there you go.
Sunshine.
Beautiful. One of the one of the practices that I really love is this invitation to slow everything down. We are so often moving so quickly through life, and sometimes it can feel a bit crunchy and uncomfortable to start to slow down. And depending on the day and depending on where I'm at, it might be easier and more natural, or it might be something that I feel like I'm efforting more in. Today, it just felt so supportive for me. And that also for me is a reflection of um, all of you on the call, because you're all a reflection of me and I'm a reflection of you, and we're all feeling each other all the time, whether we're acknowledging that or not, or aware of it or not. So thank you for your support in this practice today. There are some really beautiful things shifting and blooming. And with every new beginning, there comes an ending. And so Lee and Julie and I have been talking, and we are moving forward in new directions. And this beautiful offering of this Monday call that we've been co-creating in for over a year is a piece that we are ready to evolve into something new and something different. And so we all are very much still creating, co-creating, expanding, and offering time together. And this class is actually going to be finishing. We would love to talk about it with you all. We would love to have this be a space where we can all talk about these transformations and changes that we're in right now, the expansion, the evolution, the growth, the connection. And we're so excited for the new ventures that we're going on, and we would absolutely love for you to go with us to carry on with us in all of the offerings that we have coming on board. And we'll each speak into that. Katrina's on the call right now as well. As many of you know, she's part of the inflow team that Lee, Katrina, Jennifer Klein, and myself are part of. And so we will be co-creating with some new opportunities online and in person. Julie's got a lot of stuff on the go. As everyone knows, she's the Toronto coach, and Julie, you'll speak into all of that as well. And yeah, down the road, I would love to be doing more with all of you, with all of you, truly. Whether today's your first day on the call or whether you've been with us for this whole year, um, we've continually been a part of this community because we love it so much and because we receive so much and learn so much from all of you when we show up. So, Julie, would you like to share?
Sometimes a little lost for words. I can feel the emotion. I've first of all, this trio has been just the most profound, engaging, meant to be. I can't speak more about it. I've learned so much about it. I've wanted to run away from it. I've run towards it. I've ran away from it because sometimes those are also the places that we need to see ourselves. And I'm so honoring of Kyla and Lee and how incredible they are in what they do offer. And um, each and every one of us does. And this trio it just felt so special. So being with you in line with them just made it so much more beautiful and continues to. And I've said this over and over again that this community is the difference.
Mm-hmm.
There's no other words other than that. It's the community that's the difference. A fascial maneuver is a fascial maneuver. And they're beautiful, they're powerful. We get a lot of changes. And the thing that I've noticed the most is that when we do it in witness of community, more things change for us. So I'm so grateful that to have had this opportunity, and also the stepping forward into the Toronto community has been really big, and lots with that. And what else can I speak to is, yeah, sometimes I'm a bit lost for words, so maybe I can add more after. So it's big and it's learning. Every part of this is learning. Every little valley is a learning place as well. So
Yeah,
um,
I totally
for
second.
each and every one of us. Yeah, every little valley, because this is not life. It just isn't for anyone. The richest people in the world are the most. The Buddha. Buddha had feelings. Buddha had to experience things, right? Jesus experienced a lot, and or whoever else in the world. Gary goes through his moments. He shares it right in community, and that is the beautiful part of this, is that we continue to share in community and be part of. And I don't know where I'm as far as on community yet, where I'm going to land again in the app, but I certainly continue to support as best I can while continuing to grow Toronto also in the best way possible, and still having a family and dogs and looking for balance and gardening. And I have a lot of things I do. I do have a lot of things I do, and I like rest and balance, and I'm noticing that to become important. I'm needing to refine that balance in my life. So
Mm.
opening up this little space at 2 o'clock on Monday afternoons, Eastern Standard Time, will be a little bit supportive, and I'm sure we'll all stay connected. And just huge gratitude for every single one of you, and especially my two colleagues, which I met and loved instantaneously.
Yeah, thank you,
So
Julie.
thank you.
I feel the same. And for anybody who hasn't been with us since the very beginning, we went through the coaching program, the pilot coaching program, and then we were just put together. So it was like, okay, here's one host and two coaches, and figure it out. And it was a really beautiful process for us because we were all fairly different and we found our groove and we stuck with it. And there were ups and downs, and we were communicating in real time. And it was like, okay, how's this working? How's this working? What are we going to do here? How are we going to come together and flow together? And it's been one of the greatest gifts of being in this community for me. I love both of you so much, and I as well have learned so much by co-creating with you. And this is just one of the things that's so rich about staying and leaning in and showing up and being like, "Oh, okay, is this right for me? Do I choose this? Let's talk about it. What's working? What's challenging?" It's been fabulous. And a lot of the classes that we've done, I don't believe that we've ever actually missed a week completely. One of us has held the space since last October. So that's a huge commitment. The fact that we kept showing up for ourselves and for the community, and I love it. I love it so much. And I love both of you and I love all of you. And a lot of these are recorded and available. So for anybody that chooses to go back and rewatch any of these classes, I encourage you to do that as well. Lee, would you like to share?
Yeah, it's I've been volunteering for the Human Garage community for 2 years now. I joined about 2.5 years ago and did the training, but immediately because I have a fashion practice, I started a free class on Fridays in Montreal and have carried that through and still probably will continue to do that. And it's been such a neat process of meeting the depth of and quality of people that I've met. Like this is the opposite of the internet scare. Like be careful of who you meet on the internet. It's like go and meet them. They're your people. And I'm so grateful for all of you. And Julie and I met by being roommates in Costa Rica on a Human Garage adventure with two other women, Brenda from Italy and Erica, if you're on the call, was our fourth roommate. And we just kind of exploded into this real-time communication experiment on day one. Can this happen? Is it possible? Does it really work? I was the one saying, I've come to Costa Rica to see if this real-time communication thing works because I don't think it does, only on TV. And the three just said, well, let's try it. By breakfast of the very same day, we were chasing each other and saying, actually, I'd like to clarify what I was saying there, feeling. And really, I've had a moment now to think about how I truly did want to deliver that information. And did you receive it? Because you kind of, et cetera. And it was a joke. Before breakfast, we had like 1,001 little recorrections in how we could communicate and up-level ourselves by the third day. It was so amazing. It just went up and up and up and up. And then when I got paired with these two, because I think they were actually starting even before me, and I somehow got thrown into the mix, and I'm so grateful because I knew Julie, and I definitely being aware of Kyla. So being able to be in this trio of just energy and shift and change, it's the Human Garage mission. It's a mentality of, well, just be flexible and adaptable and show up and see what happens. And these guys are it. They're the real deal. And so are you guys showing up and up-leveling me and my coaching. I'd never, ever taught online before. I'm an in-person kind of gal. It's hands-on all the way. So this was such a huge shift for me to be able to communicate what I chose as my profession through the magic Milky Way of the internet. And you guys hung in there while I went through frozen headspaces, lost words, dropped ideas, complete confusion, etc. As I grew more comfortable on the screen of my cell phone. Never been able to read the chat to this day, but I'm up leveling. I'll join you yet on that. So I know that we're going to all be creating, because the thing that I know about Julie and Kyla and Katrina is creation is our middle name. It's just what drives us to be together. It's driven us to this community. And I'm really saying to you guys, as we start to recreate where we're going to put our energy, as Julie says, we're all looking for life balance. We're all looking for supporting ourselves with our careers. We're all looking at expanding that into the universe as effectively as possible. But I would love, because I'm a bit of a librarian, as everybody knows who knows me, I like to dive deep on any subject, especially because every subject touches on fascia. Ultimately, if it has to do with us being alive, it has to do with fascia. If you've got something you're looking at and you're thinking, I do not want to research that, but I sure would like an answer, could you just kind of start shooting it out to us? Because we are very clear how much you guys up-level us and direct us in what needs to happen next, what needs to be explored next, what can we support you exploring? So if it's as simple as, why do I have this repetitive situation in my breath? I've noticed it. What can I do about it? Or, anyone who knows me knows that I'm on this whole divine power woman orgasm conversation. Who knows where that's going, but I invite you to ask any questions because I'm in. And I'm in the research of the relationship between the fascial system and the endocannabinoid system and that expression of power. So there's just so many interesting aspects of our body that I would love to hear from you guys. And if you've got an inspiration, somehow or another, you will be heard and it will pop up in some form and we will be there for you.
Yeah, great invitation, Lee. Thanks for speaking into that. So Julie, do you want to drop your contact information into the chat
Oh,
so that
sure.
you can see where you're doing what? You're doing your in-person classes in Toronto as the official Human Garage coach for Toronto, but then you're also on Instagram, right?
Yeah, I do a few classes a week on Instagram, and that's actually something I'm going to play with. I have another little idea for Instagram that might be coming up either in December or in the new year, and still feeling for it, as we spoke about in class, when this is going to happen. I also am a hands-on practitioner. I just don't, I don't, it's been so, it's, I don't tell it, I don't share it with anybody because it just happens. I've been a RMT that's been practicing manual therapy for years. So it was natural that I do the Human Garage fascial maneuver program as well. And that is part of my practice, which, like I said, I don't often promote. I'm more about it became such a passion. I put that in the chat, that to get to support you to see the value of working with yourself, how much you can get out of it, the empowerment that's there, and that's what I feel like. I love putting my hands on people, and at the same time, I love empowering people to put their hands on themselves and
Yeah.
start to do that, whether in community or on their own, just finding a few minutes a day to do it every single day and start to get the stress down so that we can all be a little bit better in the world. So I'll put my Instagram on there. I could also put my email address. I'm always open to anybody reaching out to me with regards to any questions also in the community in any way, and any body related stuff as well. Although Lee is a much better person when it comes to research. I'll just tell you what I know. Give her the research. I'll tell you what I know. She's the research girl for sure. So yeah. So
Yeah.
all right. So I'll put my information in there,
Yeah. So
and I just want to also say, like the four of you did with Kyla and Lee and Katrina and Jen with this retreat was absolutely beautiful. I can't say enough about the four of you putting that incredible whole thing together. And I know that any one of you that showed up had an absolutely incredible experience and would want to do it again given the opportunity. And I just see that as such a beautiful offering, and I'll be really excited to see where this goes for all four of you. So, and I wish you all the love and best and support in any way as this happens. Maybe I can be a guest coach too.
totally, Julie. And also, Julie has run a retreat. If anybody, I know, yeah, there are people on here who were there as well. Yeah, there's Marlene. And maybe more of those on the horizon. We'll wait and see what that's all about. And yeah, I mean, I started to say this earlier. I see potential for more co-creation with all of us, right? So whether Julie's coming to Mexico or wherever we are, or we're going to go and do like a pop-up with you somewhere. Yeah, there's lots of conversations going on. There's lots of possibilities in the air. There's a couple of questions in the chat, so we'll address those. Diana, just to speak directly to your question, and I'll read it out loud for anybody watching the recording. I'm not sure I understand. This call will not be available. The reason for this. So, as with everything else, we like to be totally transparent, and we are all volunteer coaches. So when we show up on the app like this, doing these weekly calls, we're volunteering our time. And that's been a really beautiful gift. We love being a part of the community in that way. Some of us do multiple calls a week, and we're just ready to move into a new model that allows us to take what we're offering and show up in the community and beyond in new and exciting ways. So, Inflow is putting together, there's some sort of robotic sound happening. Lee, I'm just going to mute you till you're ready to share. So we're going to be, so Inflow is offering virtual workshops and classes. We're talking about more in-person events. We're talking about the idea of showing up in possibly Vancouver, Calgary, Montreal, other places where we might do a weekend or a day. Like all of this is in conversation right now. And what does it look like? What's possible? Where can we go? How can we be there for the community? And also, we're ready to switch this into something that actually supports us. And so, what we've offered so far, we've been able to put together and put on and basically break even with what we've done, to be totally candid. And so, we're ready for this to be what we're doing in the world and how we're showing up. I left my career at the end of 2023, and I've been dedicated to this full time since then. We've all been in the community for closing in on 2 years or over 2 years for some of us. And gosh, we love it so much. And we choose to find that balance of um, success on all levels. And so we're excited to move into a new model. Maybe there's going to be a subscription, maybe there's going to be a membership, we're looking at all of these things and how can we show up for ourselves and continue to show up for all of you? Because continually showing up, basically doing full-time hours of volunteer is just not sustainable for me personally and for some of my teammates. And so how do we continue to be of service and do this beautiful work together and succeed on all accounts? So truly, that's where we're at, and that's what we're headed into, and we're really excited about it. And so if you have ideas, like Lee said, if you have an idea that you would like us to delve into for a workshop or at our next retreat or in-person event, let's talk about it because we love co-creating in these sorts of ideas, in these sorts of evolutions of fascial maneuvers, like Julie said, and like Lee said, and like we talk about all the time, the call that Katrina and I have been doing on Thursday. It's all about taking the fascial maneuvers and saying, okay, what else can we do with this? Let's add EFT tapping. Let's add somatic work. Let's add visualizations. Let's add a rebounder. Let's add this, this, this. Let's just play with it and explore. Let's do it in the water. Let's do it to music. Let's do it while we're making art. It's just creativity. And we love that. And so we're not going anywhere. We're just growing. And we are super excited to grow with you. And we really appreciate that you all have been a part of our growth. So if you would like to be kept up to speed on all of the things that Inflow is doing specifically, you can go and subscribe to our mailing list where we'll be sharing updates. We have a bunch of stuff going on behind the scenes for workshops that'll be coming up in the new year. Okay, Julie, that's awesome that you dropped that in there. Here's the Inflow website. You can follow us on Instagram. It's just at Gather Inflow. And, we will be advertising some stuff in the app. And the place to really communicate is going to be on our website moving forward. We'll be sharing lots of updates. We're not going to email you stuff that doesn't mean anything. It all comes from our heart. So please subscribe and be a part of what we're creating and co-creating. And there is a chat on there which goes directly to me. So if you want to chat in real time, I get a little notification on my phone and we can talk. And we're also looking at a space where we can have the community all together. One of the things that we're looking for a solution for is that there's not really a spot on the Human Garage app for everybody to be in a chat like you would be on a Facebook group. And so that's a piece that we're looking to solve. And it's all super exciting, you know? We're so excited because, to be totally honest, to continue to um, show up and volunteer without having any sort of financial balance, it just wouldn't be sustainable. And we would all eventually burn out and then we would just be gone. And that's not what anybody wants us for sure. We choose to be here and to have this staying power of being a reliable piece of this community. Does anyone have any questions? I'll check the chat as well. Yeah, Carrie.
Um, uh, in hopefully this is acceptable, but I have a professional Zoom account and I would be interested in, continuing this space and time if anyone else is. And 6 of you I know in person, um, who, we all kind of know what we're doing, but not quite at the expert level of the current crew. But if anyone's interested, you guys can just send me a note in Human Garage, and Mondays is a good time for me. It's my sacred day off. So anyway, if you let me know if you're interested.
Awesome. Thanks, Carrie. That's great. And I did see your question as well about, is this the last class? Our intention is for this to be the last class. And yeah, if anybody has any questions or concerns about that, then feel free to speak into that as well. I know that we are just talking about this in real time. And so this is the opportunity to just say, yeah, how we feel. If you have any requests, hopes, desires. Thank you for the wonderful feedback in the chat, everybody. What is your name on the app? Ruby, is that for Carrie?
I'm looking. Okay, let's say I don't know, but I think it just should be Carrie Romig. I'll type that. Or hang on. So it should be this, although you know how hard it is to find people. So maybe start with just Romig, that should pop up.
Yeah, or Carrie space R, and then you'll see her beautiful face on the little picture.
And my husband, I think, in the HG app.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Diane.
I'm already getting positive thumbs up from people. So
Awesome.
We'll keep talking about that. Yeah.
Yep, that's fantastic. And this is a beautiful example of how the community will rise up and support one another when space is created for that to happen.
Kyla?
Yeah.
In your planning, are you thinking that there might be, like, if you have the membership, that there might be like a weekly Zoom call that's part of the membership? Or do you think you won't do the Zoom call, like anything weekly anymore? Or is that?
That's one of the things that we've been talking about. For inflow, Katrina definitely would like to still be offering something weekly, and it's still all in flux right now. So that's part of it, is if there are things that you would like and that people want to request, definitely please let us know.
I just think it's so nice to have something that's weekly that you can put into a planner, it's there, and
yeah.
And if it's like financially part of a membership option, would help to support you being able to spend that time at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just part of it is so powerful. Like Carrie said, like it's just to be able to carry that forward somehow through inflow and not have to do anything through the Human Garage app. We would still have Is that what you're saying? You don't have Zoom connected to inflow in order to carry it on an inflow?
I'll need you to clarify your question.
Is it something that inflow could set up with a Zoom call, or are you saying
Well,
that?
all of our calls are on my Zoom account. So anything that I've posted in the app ever is on my personal Zoom account.
Right.
So that goes with me wherever I go, or with us wherever we go. One thing that I would love to I feel like this is an opportunity to have a conversation rather than me just telling you things and Julie and Lee just telling you things. Like this whole community has been built on the idea that the content is free. We all agree and we know this. So as people in our position go through the entire program and volunteer and come out the other end, and then we're offering calls like this, classes, events, workshops, moving away from that model of everything is free has been a challenge for all of the coaches. All of the coaches. This is a conversation that goes on behind the scenes constantly. How do you turn this into something sustainable? How do you turn this into something real that can support you and pay your bills? And we've talked about it with the core team over the years. You know, it's like the invitations there, they say, okay, do all the education and then go and make it into something. Turn this into a business and succeed. Charge money, charge money, charge money. Go out there and succeed. And it's been a really interesting process. And it comes back to some really fundamental things like our self-worth. Going through an entire program that you get for free, for a lot of people, there's this feeling that comes up of like, well, I got to give back. I got to give back. They've given me so much. So I'm going to volunteer and I'm going to show up and I'm going to show up, which is such a beautiful thing. And I'll only speak for myself. I've done that for a really long time and loved it. And then once I got out of that like insular view of I'm showing up in a community and I'm valued here and this is amazing and I'm learning and I'm growing and I've received this whole education. And I stepped back, I was like, oh, I'm not actually bringing in any money anymore. And my husband's pretty stressed. So he's paying all of our bills while I'm doing this thing that I love to do. And that's just our personal financial situation. But it's increasing his stress level. And I thought, is this balance? Does this feel like balance for me? And is there a way to continue to show up, continue to be of service, continue to grow and expand and ignite people in their fire and their growth and their expansion and do it all together and say, it's okay for me to receive some sort of financial exchange here. That's okay. I don't always need to show up and volunteer my time here. So this is a really big conversation. It can be a really loaded conversation for people. And anybody that knows me knows that I like to be completely vulnerable and transparent. And so I feel like anybody else who's going through the programs right now and is headed in this direction is going to have this conversation at some point. Shelley?
I just wanted to say, I totally understand. There has to be a balance for you all. You've given so much to this community. And at the same time, you have to look after yourself too. You know, for me locally, you know, Britt is in my community and Amber and Barb, although Barb doesn't do a lot of the coaching as Britt and Amber do. And for me, like tonight, I'm going to Britt's class. I try to locally where I am head out. If I was in your area, I would definitely attend a class because for me too, you know, I'm sitting here, you're giving so much to me and to us. My way of giving back, I want to give back too. I want to be involved in that. And so it's whether it's attending a class or a Zoom class or, you know, being incredibly grateful that I was able to attend the retreat. I'm there to support, and I know that I'm not the only one. And so I totally hear you. I see you. I feel you. all in this, in what you're, where you're at and your transition. I totally hear it and understand it. And I know you all have amazing gifts, and I know you're going to come up with some amazing things to offer.
Mm.
And I know that everybody will be there to support that. But yes, I can understand that balance. It has to be sustainable for you, all. So.
Yeah. Thank you, Shelley. I appreciate that share. Tarka?
I just wanted to say thank you and how much I've appreciated all of you and your classes. And I find it interesting that over the time that I've been coming to your class, the group in the UK has really, really changed. And the only aspect that keeps us all there's only a WhatsApp group in the UK. So you see people joining the WhatsApp group and they somehow don't understand the whole principle of the human garage philosophy in so much as it's all free. Go to the app, help yourself, get what you can out of it and help, really help yourself. So in the UK, everybody is always asking, where are the classes? Where's the one-to-one? Who can I ask to teach me? So there isn't this community sort of feel about it, and it is very different. And it's already moving away from the human garage sort of thing because it's just grown so fast.
Yeah.
And I feel sorry that you have created such an amazing space and offers so much, and yet it's somehow getting not decimated but lost in the human garage thing. So I really and truly hope that you do manage to create something wonderful because it is wonderful and I've loved every minute.
Aw, thank you, Tarka. It's been lovely. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is that we do intend to continue to create, but we're just gonna change the model. And, you know, in the group of coaches, the four of us within Flow and Julie, we tend to kind of try things and break the mold a little bit and lead the way sometimes and see how it goes. And that's part of why we're here. I mean, my main gene key is the revolutionary, so so we'll see how everything expands. Carrie?
Yeah, and I just want to tell Tarka that a lot of people feel that way, that there's some coming apart happening right
Mhm.
now with the expansive growth, the speed of it. And but that's why I'm going to offer to continue this. Really, my intention is to, even begin next week. Um, but there's a group of us in the end stages of LSA2 that are also meeting separately just to try to build that community that we see with Kyla and Lee and Katrina and Jen and Julie and the stuff, like we were watching these videos with all of you guys as you create these amazing things, and we were not feeling connected in the LSA2. We were really feeling like a bunch of autonomous atoms rotating around some nebula. So anyway, we're coalescing, trying to bring some of that magic. And I think that's what's going to take, is that we're each going to have to kind of gather a group and building that foundation, maybe in support of the idea as we support ourselves. That's my
Mhm.
thought.
I
Yeah.
think I think you're right. I didn't realize that other people thought that about LSA too. I just found it slightly tedious because it's just like watching a group of people have a good time. It's like you're not quite part of it.
Mhm.
And so great, Kerry. I'm there with you.
Yeah. Well, and just to speak into that briefly, Human Garage has grown really, really fast. The program that Julie and Lee and Katrina and I went through is a totally different program than a lot of other people went through. We were on a different app. It took like months and months and like hours and hours and hours of videos. And then they were like, okay, we gotta change this. We gotta change this. We gotta make it so it's more accessible to people. And so when we first joined and came through the program, we were interacting with Gary and the core team regularly. Like they were the ones doing the calls. Nobody else had calls. Calls like this didn't exist. They were doing the calls, and it was once a week with the core team. And then after we went through the pilot program, they were like, okay, let's roll out calls. Let's add this. And we were like, yes, this is a huge value add. This is amazing. And it has been amazing. And it's just about the next season of growth and the next evolution. So it's like, okay, things grow. And then it's like, okay, what's working? What's not working? Okay, grow again, grow again, grow again. And so a lot of the people that are going through the programs now don't have any direct contact with the core team. And they, like you said, you're watching videos of what we went through, or people even before us went through. We watched videos of other people that went through it, and there was like 10 people on a call with Gary and the core team for weeks and weeks. And I think they were meeting weekly. And so it's okay that things change and grow. That's life. That's aliveness. That is evolution. And I love that, like Carrie, remind me of me. It's like, okay, where can things be up leveled here? Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to show up. And that's what happens in this community. People come up, rise up, bloom, be a part of leading, holding the space. And then at a certain point, some of those people might head off and start to do other things. And then somebody else comes up and rises up and is like, yeah, let's do this. And that is beautiful. And that is what community is all about, is that people will continue to rally and bring people together and find new ways to do it and make it better repeatedly, repeatedly, repeatedly. Yeah. Katrina, would you like to share anything?
Hi, everyone. What do I wish to share? I too feel very similar to everyone that this community has been founded on this premise of supporting our physical body. Then these classes were introduced with the coaching program to support the growth and the development of sort of practicing together and then being able to communicate and share our highs and lows as we contract. We have these opportunities for great expansion. And I was feeling like resistant too about leaving the free calls because of worth. I haven't worked in 4 years, and we've just moved back to Canada. So when we started doing the retreats and how do we support the community, and that's, for me, it's how do I continue to support the growth and development of myself, but through supporting the people that have come to our retreats, for example, and to have the time to expand those spaces, or the people who we meet one-on-one in our calls. How do we continue to up level? And that's what I found in our calls that we've been able to access is kind of growing as we have contraction, continuing to grow and up level all the time. That's what I've received. And I feel that that's what people in the call are looking for. And that's what, when creation, I love creating curriculum. I was a teacher for 25 years and I love creating, and I see the gifts. I'm like the liberator in the gene key. And so I love to create opportunities for people to become liberated, to find where the liberation is in their body, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And so I'm really excited about what's coming next. And so thanks for having me here today. I don't usually come. I come on sometimes on Mondays, and but this is what I choose to do, is to support my colleagues like Julie in how do we co-create with all the other coaches and help bring those people to this next level too. And I love how you describe that as like, we just do it our way and we find ways to bring people in with us, and we'll still be I'll still, be communicating with people in the app and their journals and things like that too, until I'm too busy taking care of whoever else I'm taking care of. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're not disappearing by any
Yeah.
stretch. Yeah. We will still be in the community and rolling out lots of different offerings. One of the things that we've talked about, and I'm super curious if anybody chooses to speak into this, we're wondering if the Human Garage community can support a model where people do pay for some sort of membership that involves a couple of classes a month, a discount on workshops, a discount on retreats, or whatever other offerings are happening. And I'm really curious if we switch to offering classes as part of a membership that does involve some sort of monetary exchange, if that works for people or if people will just go and look for other free classes. So I'm curious, and we don't know. We don't know. So if anybody chooses to speak into their opinion on that, I would love that.
Um, First of all, I'd just like to say thank you guys very much for what you have offered.
Thank you.
I have been with this community, I would say since I joined, it was, I remember the first question that I sent to Gary and them was in August of 2022. Back then, I didn't get a reply, but I created an account and then I continued. And so it's been like 2 years. And it's just been such a pleasure to meet some of you and to go to Vancouver and just to, meet these real people who we talk to online. Like Lee was saying, don't get online, don't get online. You don't know who you're going to meet. Well, here we meet these people, and I personally have felt so loved and supported. And, you can show up just as you are. You can show up, your hair don't have to be combed, you don't have to have makeup on. And I just love, I love you guys. And I just want to thank you guys for what you've done and offering what you've done. So even though the model of Human Garage is that they have offered everything free, and that's what they wanted to do with their program, now that there are coaches and there is thousands of people, I think what many of us need to understand is that that does not mean to say that the coaches have to offer it free. Because it has always been said, okay, now that we have given you guys all of this, go ahead and do what you've learned and charge for it. But that message has not gotten through to us as powerfully as any of the other models or any of the other statements that they have said. It has always been like trailing behind kind of thing, and it hasn't been forceful up front that the coaches have all power to charge. Has not been upfront continuously. And so with all the coaches offering everything free continuously, there will be this little pain, a growing pain, as you guys are saying, of now, oh, we have to pay. And I know, and everybody else know, in Canada and around the world, the economy is getting worse. People can't afford this. People can't afford food. People can't afford anything. But sometimes we have to understand that people pay for what they want. Many of the courses that has been offered, we have paid for it. And if it be so that some of us, like for example me, I am on disability. I have not worked for the last 10 years either. So I am so grateful, so grateful. You guys will have no idea because of what has happened to me, how grateful I am for this community and the maneuvers that we do. And it has prevented me from becoming more disabled, as disabled that I am. It has prevented me. It has helped my body so much, and all the supplements and everything about Human Garage that we have incorporated. I am absolutely so grateful. So my blessing goes with you guys, and I say power to the coaches.
Aw, Nadira. Thank you. What a
I
beautiful message.
Yeah, thank you, Nadira. We see you often on the Instagram lives. So we thank you. We really thank you for showing up, because those of us that do the Instagram lives, it just lights us up that you show up and there to take care of yourself. So we still offer that. Kyla offers it. Katrina offers that. There is still that offering as well. And I don't believe that's going away for Kyla, Katrina, myself. I'm actually probably going to be adding a couple little nuggets along the way, but we'll see what happens. And I'm also doing little bit with Janine as well, but that may shift a little bit too. We're working on figuring that out. But long and short, we are there. There's enough free stuff, and then enough stuff that will maybe there is time to start paying for things. We go to yoga class and pay. We go to the gym and pay. We go, there's it's just the exchange of life, that's and but we see you, and we're really, really appreciative that when you do show up for these calls, the Instagram lives, there's just so much love and appreciation for you coming to all of them.
Yeah.
So
Second
thank
that
you.
as well, Julie. And I mean, there is so much that's available. Julie, like you said, you're on Instagram regularly. We are sometimes, that may become more regular. There is so much out there for everybody in every different place that they are and what works for them. Shelley?
I haven't spoken so much in all my life lately. Well, I wanted to speak into you what you had said about a subscription, and I was just going to say, I would encourage your team to go forward with that and put together and make that offering. We all, as Julie just talked about, we all do, whether we're going to yoga classes, Pilates, the gym, whatever, Human Garage now has subscriptions as well for their behind the reels, for all of that. So I would definitely encourage you to put that lovely package together and make that offering, because I think that I, for one, definitely would take a really good look at that. Whether we all shuffle different things. We all decide, I want that, so I'm gonna maybe I'll put this aside. I'm gonna do this instead. I did that same thing to be able to go to the retreat, right?
Yeah.
I looked at my priorities. What's a priority to me? And I think each of us will do that. So I would encourage you to go ahead and offer that.
Yeah. Thanks for that feedback. Much appreciated.
Just a note on the side, Gary had said on the last virtual tour that they had, he said whether it's one person or 20 or 100, when we get together, things happen. And there was a discussion about whether something was happening in Calgary after that week. And I typed a message out and I said, if anybody wants to come to my home, they're welcome to come then. And lo and behold, it was 4, then it went down to 2. But last week, Wednesday, I hosted 2 people in my house. And I was so excited, after that, but I was so exhausted after. It was great to just have these 2 ladies who I hadn't met once, I think, in my life. And I left my door open, and that's the kind of trust that we build, with people who we have met.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
agree.
it uh it was great. And I think moving forward with what you guys are doing, it will be great. It will be fine. You know, Kyla, I personally believe that God will meet all your needs according to his riches,
Mm.
not according to the riches of this world and, depending on people. But when we trust in him, that's what he does for us. He supports us that much, and he will meet all your needs according to his riches and glory by Christ Jesus. He,
Mm. Thank you, Nadira.
there will be no hardship.
I
Yeah.
have a suggestion.
Yeah.
Thanks. Just I've seen this somewhere else, and I think it's a good idea. That you can do like a scalable donation or membership. So you have your minimum, and then if more people have more money, that they can offer you more. So that kind of helps out the people that have less money.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Thanks for that reminder.
Yeah. And or, my belief is always like if you make it too expensive, people can't afford it. So do you want 5 people at $50 or do you want 20 people at $25?
Totally.
Right. So that's always my thank you so much for this.
Love that, Marlene.
Yeah. Glad it's freezing rain here so I can make the call. Yay.
She's an hour north of me, by the way. She's about 45 minutes up the road, hour up the road from me. So
Nasty. Yay.
Yeah, you look bundled, Marlene. I love it.
I'm cozy.
I think it's a really good idea to offer a membership, a subscription, or like something with that idea. Like Marlene said, with levels to it, with different offerings, but there's a base that you can take part in that's not very much money. I mean, we put so much money into all kinds of different subscriptions and memberships, and I think, as Shelley said, like you would create priorities, but within that membership, there could be offerings that people could choose to pay more to have a special workshop, or there would be once a month something special that was offered. But I think, well, I'm going to, doesn't sound right, but I was going to say you would be surprised at what support you will get because I think that there's such value in creating a community. I'll say of women because it's mostly women that it is priceless. I mean, that you can't put money value on it. And to be able to put it out there to see how it goes. I mean, you've never tried it. So people, I think, in this community really love the opportunity. And maybe it's only one of you that does one week and one does the next week or something so that it's not so intensive on all of you to do that time commitment because the community would stay consistent and the coaching would be but you would have a membership of people that really loved this whole idea and maybe it's multiple different things like Carrie said that there's so many things to offer to add outside of Human Garage that still support our health and wellness and community and sharing that could you could incorporate so many things into it that you would be offering not just fascial maneuvers, but you would be offering something that might have, like you said, art or music or Carrie and her spirit animals. I mean, there's so many things that there could be a lot of value within a membership that didn't take all of your personal energy.
Yeah, and that's part of what we've been talking about is offering more of a broad, how do I choose to describe it? Something that will go beyond the edges of we move and then we talk, we move and then we talk. going, and that's where the workshop idea has come in. So a number of you have joined some of the workshops that we've put together, and Julie's done a partnered workshop, partner maneuvers workshop in person. And, it's like, okay, how can we take a look at this from all these different perspectives, like bird's eye, around here, what could we do with this? What actually has value for people? How do we all want to spend our time? How do we want to grow? The movement and then processing and talking is a beautiful model that supports a lot of people. And there's lots of ways that we can gather and move to and grow and expand. So yeah, I second that.
Something else I'd just like to add that too is because if you, how do you explain this? So if you know within your community that there's women or anybody, could be anybody that can't really afford it, right? Then reach out, because I'm willing to pay a little extra to have somebody not miss out on something that they could really have because they don't have the financial ability to do it.
It's very generous.
Right. So, if somebody 1 month, they're short on some membership, and it's like, okay, like because this is what community is about, supporting everybody, whether you have a ton of money or you have no money, we all have something to offer, right? Yeah. Energetically.
Yeah, absolutely. And that does go back to the whole original mission of educating people on how to heal ourselves. Beautiful mission. And I was deeply moved when I found out that all of the education was free. And I still am. I think that that is such a beautiful thing to teach people how to do these maneuvers so that they can take their own power back and say, I can heal my body. I always will be behind showing people how to do that anytime, anywhere. And when we really start to build that out and live our lives, it's like, okay, there's many moving parts and pieces to this. So let's have the education for free. Let's have this offering for people to gather, and it looks like this. Let's have this. Let's have this. In flow went from free to full on retreat, full immersion. And it was like, okay, let's fill some of the space in between now. And let's take a look at what this looks like in a tangible way for anybody and everybody. Daniela?
Yes, hi. I also wanted to say a big, huge thank you to you and the team for this opportunity of this call in community. I'm still quite lonely in Germany when it comes to community, and this is my place. If I'm able to be a part and do the exercises, or if I just lay in bed with the kids and just listen to you, it has always been, great to be a part of this. So I'm looking forward to what's coming up next. And I'm still following Julie on Instagram. She knows it. Whatever time it is here, everyone's asleep. I'm awake. I'm there.
See you all the time and appreciate you. Like I said, it lights me. So when you show up, it just makes my flow happen. It's just like this. I see you, you see me, and it's incredible that.
Yeah. No, it is totally. And I'm very happy for this. And I hope that we can grow in Germany as well. So let's see. I'm going to London next weekend, and I'm trying to push Gary to come here finally, and to do something in Germany, because we had a group in Germany, but it all fell apart a bit. We are all very divided when it comes to cities, and there's not much in community happening right now. So
well, you must come and find me, Daniela.
Yeah. Who was talking?
Tarka.
In London. Yeah, I will find you.
Yeah.
I will find you. I will find you for sure. Or you will find me.
I will find you.
Good. Yeah, looking forward to this. But thank you. I appreciate it a lot, this content and all the things you shared. So yeah, it was a great time.
It's been a great time. Yeah. And yeah, you always are showing up with like the kids in the background, or you're something, and it's super inspiring that you keep showing up and participating to whatever level you're able to in that moment. I love that reflection, and I love that you bring that possibility into the space. Yeah. Katrina?
I'd love to just share on this word of vulnerability. And so we've taken steps to be really vulnerable in going into the unknown. And Nadira, that word came up when you were speaking today, was you invited people in, and it was uncomfortable, it was tiring, and people came. You were vulnerable and you created space. And same thing with Daniela. It's like, it's simply about opening the space. And I know Kyla and I have talked about what if nobody wants to come? And I'm like, let's just do it. Like, if one person comes, it's one person. And the next time it will be two, and then it will multiply. And it's like, really believe that if you're consistent with anything and you show up for you and for others, that people will keep coming. And so keep doing it, Nadira, post it, and Daniela and anybody else who really wants community, they're not going to come to you unless you invite them. And one of my biggest superpowers, I suppose, is asking the impossible, because Kyla knows, Lee knows, when I ask, I generally get what I want. I asked so many things in planning the retreat. I've asked Aisha and Gary and the team for so many things, and they're like, you asked that? Yes, ask. Because the only thing they can say that you might not like is no. And no doesn't mean forever. It may just mean no to them, or not now. It may be yes for someone else. And that is my motto of my life, is like, ask yourself, and then take action to find the people to help you in that. And that is something that I love. And,
It's very inspiring watching you do that. I'll be like, you asked for what? I didn't touch on the hotels. Okay, let's see.
You can't manifest unless you ask.
Yeah, it's so true. Yeah, I love that. Daniela?
I appreciate this a lot, Katrina. And I have to say, I invited also some other moms I met, and they came, then I never heard from them back. And now I started doing stuff in front of the kindergarten, because every time we all mothers collect the kids, we hang around on the grass, on the playground. So I started doing maneuvers there, and I felt, okay, they're coming more and more and asking. There are lots still very skeptical. They're all like, okay, and is this scientifically proven? And what are you doing? So it's quite interesting to see this. And what I have done is, in November, I have done this workshop in the school from my oldest son, which was quite interesting. And since then, his teacher, she started doing maneuvers every day with the kids. So he's telling me, like, in the morning, and this is something where I really want to go further with. And I have applied for the coaching program, and I'm in touch with Human Garage somehow, that I can attend this to bring this further, And so I'm trying. I'm on it. I'm still lonely here, but there will come people for sure.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, thank you for sharing. I love that.
You're asking.
Yeah, yeah, a beautiful message. And also, I would just like to acknowledge that, this is the power of being vulnerable and speaking our truth. Because we could have come on here, taught a class, and said, thanks everybody, schedules just aren't aligning, and so this call will be ending and whatever. But what does anybody get out of that? Do we grow? Do we have an opportunity to show up and lean in and then have a little mastermind about, how we could move this all forward? This is the opportunity, and this is why I love this community. So thank you everybody for engaging so open-heartedly and with such presence as we share here so authentically.
Even the natural flow of Carrie going, I'll take it. Did we expect that? Hello.
Did Carrie
How much more
expect
beautiful can that be?
Yeah.
Thank you, Carrie.
Welcome. I just look forward to it so much on Mondays. It is a great start for me. So thank you. I would love it if we can make it keep going in similar.
Well, there's two of us.
I named the group Following the Leaders Community Call. So if you message me, I'll send you the link, and maybe Kyla, you can help me figure out how to post it on the app.
Yep, happy to.
Thank you, Carrie.
Yeah, beautiful.
Well, everyone,
I was just gonna say,
I
please.
choose to, this will come to completion soon. At least I'm choosing to come to completion now.
We're actually, I believe, ready to
Yeah,
go. So let's actually sync out.
good
So
idea.
left
Good
foot
idea. Thank you.
right, left hand under right armpit, right hand on top, head to the right, body to the left. 3 breaths through the mouth. 1, 2, 3. Through the nose. 1, 2, and 3. Coming back to center. Awesome.
Please let Jen know how much we appreciate it. Also, even though she wasn't here to hear all this conversation.
Yes, absolutely. Tammy, did you have a last? Are we
I
waving?
just wanted to say, because I'm fairly new, I just found you guys a month or two ago. Thank you for a space that feels like home, and for really, I feel like I have found my tribe. Like they say, you need to go out, find your tribe, find your sisters, whatever. And with you and the container and the space that you hold, that is it for me. So thank you.
Aw, thank you, Tammy. I love you.
Love you. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you
Thank
all.
you all.
Love you all.
Love you guys. Love you. Love you.
New beginnings. Love you.
Yes.
See you. We'll
So much-
see you soon.
Yes.
Look forward to
All
seeing you soon.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.